For our final woman this month, I decided to discuss a little bit about Leah, the wife of Jacob. A couple of years back, I read a novel about Leah by James Schott, which forever changed my point of view of her. Of course, it is a work of fiction, but it is one that makes a lot of sense to me. Leah was the daughter of Laban, whom he married off to Jacob in secret, as Jacob was supposed to marry Rachel. But the Bible tells us that Laban tricked Jacob into marrying Leah instead. The next morning, when Jacob realized that it was Leah, he immediately went to Laban and asked to be married to Rachel. That must have been painful for Leah. She did, however, get to spend the first 7 days with Jacob, and obviously Jacob still spent some nights with her too, as the Bible tells us how Leah and Rachel basically tried to outdo each other in providing Jacob with sons, even through each of their handmaidens, Bilhah and Zilpah. In Schott's book that I mentioned earlier, Leah was the manager of the household, and she was the one that Jacob would turn to whenever he needed advice. She was also the one that at the end was buried together with Jacob in the family tomb, the cave in Machpelah, where Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, and Rebekah were buried as well. This is noted down in the Bible, in Genesis 49 verse 31. And it is significant as it showed that even though we have always known Rachel to be the wife that Jacob loved the most, in one way or another, he must have loved Leah too, and in a special way. Otherwise, he would not have buried her in the family tomb, and even specifically asked to be buried there with her. I don't think Leah wanted her life to be the way it was. Surely it wasn't easy for her to be married off to someone who loved her sister and never wanted her to begin with. It was probably not easy for her to have given birth to so many sons but still not receive the love and honor from Jacob. And it probably wasn't easy for her to see Jacob doting on Joseph and later Benjamin, the sons of Rachel, rather than her sons. But she must have loved Jacob, and because of her strength, she became the mother of most of the Israelites, including being the great-great-great-great-grandmother of David, and eventually also Jesus. Sometimes, in fact most of the time, life doesn't go the way we expected it to go. Things happen beyond our control that changes the course of our lives, destroys the plans that we made, bringing us to a completely new reality. But stay strong, because in the end, something good will come out of it. God is in control, and as written in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future."